What is up, YouTube? This is the 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor, and oh my gosh, paired with the upgrades I did with it earlier, it is the greatest off-road machine in this game, and I'm going to show you why in this video. So first of all, if the looks aren't enough, let's check out some of the specs on this truck. So look, it came out of the showroom as a B class, and I upgraded it to an A777. That was because I maxed out the intake, turbos, ignition, exhaust, all of that good stuff. I wanted to draw the most power out of this truck to see what it was truly capable of, without, of course, making it unrealistic, in the S1 or S2 category. I wanted to keep it in the realm of normalcy. So as you can see, the speed, handling, acceleration, launch, and braking, all of that performance stuff has been increased due to these upgrades. You can see that the launch is a 10, so I am really excited to take this thing off-road. And I ended up just recently doing a weight reduction kit on this, and I removed about 1,000 pounds from it, and it has made a huge difference in the power, and it is just amazing off-road. The capability can't be matched by other vehicles like this. So real quick, I just wanted to go over some of the upgrades that I put on it, so if any of you guys who have a Ford Raptor, you can do these upgrades as well. So this truck, I pretty much tried to max out the power that the engine could put out. So I upgraded the intake to a race intake. I upgraded the fuel system to a race fuel system. I maxed out the ignition as well. I maxed out the exhaust. It sounds really cool, by the way. The camshaft, maxed that out as well. I maxed out the race valves. I put race displacement on it. I did the same with the pistons. And I also maxed out the turbos on this. Now that did add a little bit of extra weight. A lot of these added a lot of weight. So that weight reduction kit that I did really helped out with these upgrades. Intercooler, like I said, I pretty much maxed out the entire truck to see what this thing was capable of. Except for the street oil and cooling, I figured it wasn't worth $2,000 just to get 6 horsepower. And look, it also has negative effects on the handling, acceleration, and braking. So the cooling, I just put a street cooler on this truck. I did not do flywheel on this. I just didn't think it was that important. Let's see, so for platform and handling, I upgraded the brakes, maxed those out. Springs and dampers, I left the stock springs and dampers on this truck simply because the rally ones that they offer actually lower the truck a bit. If you can see right there, when I go back to stock, it raises back up. So I figured we want the most ground clearance possible on this truck for off-roading. But I did do a big weight reduction kit. I put the race weight reduction, which really helped out the performance of this truck. So look what it was before. I took off over 1,200 pounds. And you can see what that weight would have done. So I am really glad I went with this race weight reduction kit. I kept the stock tires on it. The other tire compound would have put it up to an S1, and I wanted to keep this truck in the A class. Didn't do any rims to that or anything like that. Aero and appearance, I was going to do this front bumper, but I figured, it just adds a bunch of extra weight, and we want to make this truck as competitive as possible in the high-speed off-road races. So I just decided to leave that off, as well as the tire on the back. Even though that looks really cool, I decided to keep that off, simply because it adds a bunch of weight. Okay, so now we're going to go take this truck off-road and demonstrate the capabilities that these upgrades have improved in the truck's performance. So one of my favorite places to go off-roading is up here in the Ormiston Gorge. This whole canyon run is really fun, and it'll hopefully demonstrate the amazing capability. Yeah, you know what? We could do this. The gold mine danger sign, just to kind of demonstrate some of the speed and the capabilities with some of the stunts. And we might do one of these races as well if we have time. So let's head over to the Ormiston Gorge. First, I'm going to show you guys the acceleration, because the launch is 10 and the acceleration with the weight reduction has been greatly improved. So let's do a quick acceleration to see what this truck is capable of on the road. Oh my gosh, this is just, it's amazing. Barely any wheel spin. This truck just takes off. It is really a great road car as well. It stays more or less composed, but it is, ultimately made to go off-road. So, we are going to head to the Ormiston Gorge. I'm not even going to bother taking the roads because it's more fun to go off the road. One thing I'd like to point out is that these upgrades have made this truck competitive in the extreme off-road category. Because this truck comes as an off-road category truck. And the great thing is, the reason this truck's my favorite is because, the trucks that have the capability that this one currently has, typically, have the tacky monster truck stickers on them, and they're not really like a real truck per se. They're kind of extremely modified for specific off-road racing. But this truck, pretty much, yeah, it's got a bunch of upgrades, but it pretty much looks the same as it did when I first bought it from the auto shed. And that's why I think this truck is so amazing. It doesn't have to have extreme modifications done to it. The springs and dampers I left stock, the ride height is stock, the body is stock, so it really makes it easy and great to use as like a daily driver as well, even in real life. So that is why I am extremely impressed by this truck. It just performs outstanding. With this turbo upgrade as well, going through water, you don't really have to floor it to get through. You can kind of just keep your foot down, and it kind of just plows itself through. So that's a really great improvement, because a lot of cars, especially ones that are low to the ground, when you hit the water, it slows you down. But this truck, not really the case. Now let's take a look at some of these other things we can do. So I say we go try this stunt real quick. So now let's back up a bit so we can get some speed going here. Well, it's a new PB for me, pretty much because I just started on this account. Yes, we got 3 stars. Look at that. Alright, well, I'm happy with that for now. In the meantime, we'll just do a trail race real quick.
When it is safe to do so.
Just to demonstrate the performance real quick in a race setting. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean with the launch, how you just pull out ahead of half the people you're racing against. Alright, so we're just going to do the exhibition one more time. Yeah, we'll just do the off-road category. I wish they would take into account with these upgrades of letting it compete in the extreme off-road races, but, we'll just have to work with what they're giving us here. Alright, let's see what kind of cars we're going up against. We got pretty much Raptor, yeah, Land Rover Defender. Oh, we got a Titan, nice, Ram, Taradine Gurkha. I have no clue what that is. I'll have to look into that. Lambo LM, it's like the Lamborghini Hummer, I believe. It's like that kind of, looks like a Hummer. Another Raptor, another Ram. Okay, so, yeah, pretty evenly matched, but these upgrades should help us quite a bit. Alright, you see with these turbo upgrades, we're just pulling ahead of the main pack right there. Whoops. Alright, guys. Upgraded Raptor coming through. Look at that. And we are already ahead of everyone else. This is what I'm talking about, folks. These upgrades are totally worth it because you will win pretty much every race with them. And the handling is still great. And again, if you guys want better handling, I said you could get those upgraded tires, but it would put it into the S1 category if you did all the other upgrades that I put on it. But even with these tires, the truck is still pretty good at handling. Got an on-road section here. We are still ahead of pretty much everyone. We're way ahead of the pack. We are pulling out ahead. So let's see how fast, assuming I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but assuming we destroy everyone like we are now, let's see how many seconds we can finish the race before the other racers. So I'm going to try to go through this as fast as possible. A little on-road section here. Oh, sliding, there we go. The handling it's pretty good. It doesn't slide as much as I would have anticipated, so I'm pretty happy with it. And again, it sounds kind of sounds kind of ridiculous, but I wanted to kind of keep it in the A category for more of a realistic sense. But again, if you want to make it even better at handling, those other off-road tires you can upgrade to are definitely a step up. Let's see. Alright. Oh, we are... I can't even see the other people. Look at that. Doesn't slow us down too much. Look at that. First place, everyone. What did I tell you? These upgrades, just early on in the race, we could just pull ahead of everyone that much sooner with these turbo and intake upgrades. So look at that. 2:27, that was our time, and they got 2:38. That is almost... I mean, guys, this is amazing, and this is what I'm telling you. I encourage all of you to put these upgrades on your truck. It is totally worth it. Ooh, rare achievement. Look at that. Well, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I encourage all of you, again, to go and get these upgrades. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Again, thanks so much for watching. This is Matt5 Gaming 365. Until next time. Woo! Yeah! Woo! All right. Are you kidding me? Out of all this space, I hit the one tree. Oh my god. Alright, second attempt. We're going up the hill, everyone. Woo! Look at us. This truck is so badass. Woo!